In Capital News tonight, 10 people killed and 12 injured in a road accident in Summit District, Kilimanjaro region. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa tables his office budget for 2021-2022 financial year. And in sports, former Yanga Sports Club coach Cedric Kaze tells the club to stop dodging the process in order to grow. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. 10 people have died and 12 others injured, 5 among them in serious conditions after an Alphard vehicle's rear tire burst, causing it to collide into a small Hiace bus in Kirinjiko area, Summit District, Kilimanjaro region. Summit District Commissioner Rosemary Sanyamule has visited the scene of accident.
Ndio, kuna magari mawili yamegongana, Hiace na Alphard. Sasa yamegongana eneo la Kirinjiko na imepelekea watu 10 kufariki.
There have been a car accident in Kirinjiko that caused the death of 10 people and 12 injured, 5 of whom were seriously injured, and they were sent to KSMC, and 7 are still in the hospital. The cause of the accident is the Alphard car got a burst tire and shifted to the other side and caused the accident. The Hiace was from Idaro to Same, and the Alphard was from Arusha to Lushoto to the funeral. 4 of the bodies have been discovered. The Hiace driver is dead and the other one is badly injured. The police force is still working on this.
Inatoka Idaro inakuja Same mjini, na hiyo Alphard ilikuwa inatoka Arusha naenda Lushoto.
Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has tabled his office's budget for 2021-2022 financial year in Parliament, with the budget outlining 5 priority areas, which include promotion of a competitive economy, developing and overseeing all strategic projects, fighting against destructive pests in agriculture, and increasing the number of irrigation schemes.
Hali ya uchumi nchini kwetu, Mheshimiwa Spika, bila changamoto ambazo baadhi nimezieleza hapo juu.
The economic status in our country, Honorable Speaker, if not for the explained challenges, the economy of Tanzania is still doing good. In 2020, the World Bank estimated the economic growth of 2.5% due to COVID-19 tragedy. From January to December 2020, the national GDP grew to 4.7% because the country did not undergo lockdowns due to COVID-19. Price inflation, Honorable Speaker, price inflation stayed stable to 3.5% in January 2021 compared to 3.7% in 2020. The priorities of the state's budget plan are based on 5 main areas, including stimulating competitive and participatory economy, increase the capacity of industrial production and service delivery.
Na pili, serikali hakikishe kuwa fedha zote zinazoidhinishwa.
The government should ensure that all the money allocated to the Prime Minister's office to perform its coordination responsibilities are sent on time so that to perform the tasks more effectively.
Wakitoa maoni mseto juu ya bajeti hiyo, baadhi ya wabunge.
One of the things that I will be looking into is how the Prime Minister's office ensures all the HIV stakeholders are putting much emphasis on the food area. I remember we went to NJOMBE in one of the prisons. We met prisoners and detainees living with HIV/AIDS. They were also complaining about the nutritional value on the food because the pills they're taking are too powerful.
Tukafika kwenye gereza kule NJOMBE. Tukakutana na wafungwa na mahabusu ambao wanaishi na virusi vya ukimwi. Na wao pia waliangazia hili jambo nilolisema kwamba wanapotumia zile dawa za ARV zinawachosha na kuwaumiza kulingana na kwamba uhitaji wao wa chakula ni tofauti.
More than 40 acres of farmland at Ngabolo village, Kiteto district, Manyara region have been destroyed by elephants from Ngabolo reserve, causing significant loss to farmers. Now, moving on, that story is not ready. We'll be getting back to it shortly. Now, moving on, thousands of residents of NJOMBE region have attended a requiem mass for the Bishop of the Catholic Church NJOMBE Parish, the late Alfred Maluma, with the government calling on religious institutions to continue praying for the country so that it maintains peace and unity.
Let us continue praying for the nation so that God will continue blessing us with love, peace and unity, so that our people will continue living in a peaceful and prosperous country. As we celebrate his life, I urge you to protect and develop projects that he pioneered, and those that he didn't finish should be continued. For us that are left behind, let us carry his legacy and visions on for the benefit of many.
May his soul rest in eternal peace. Amen. Now, moving on, more than 40 acres of farmland at Ngabolo village, Kiteto district, MANYARA region, have been destroyed by elephants from Ngabolo reserve, causing significant loss to farmers.
Kama shambani kwangu zimekula karibu heka 22.
They have destroyed almost 22 hectares of my farmland that we cultivated maize that were almost ready for harvest. How will I pay loan from the bank? We are calling on the government to intervene.
Kufanya tathmini ya uharibifu wa tembo.
From evaluations done, elephants have destroyed more than 42 hectares of farmland. However, evaluation exercise is ongoing since destructions that were made are massive.
Juhudi za malipo kwa watu ambao mashamba yao yameharibiwa na wanyama.
Efforts for compensating those whose farms were destroyed by animals are there. However, the compensation is not covered according to destructions, but rather something to assist farmers. If the farm was near the reserve, then compensation is different from those whose farms were a bit farther. Currently, evaluation exercise is ongoing.
Lakini fomu za kujaza kule mashambani na za tathmini kisha ongea na afisa maliasili zimeshapelekwa kwa vijijini. Watendaji wameelekezwa, kwa hivi malipo yatafanyika.
30% of court cases have not had rulings issued due to the police force delaying investigation, causing congestion in prisons for more than 10 years, with the government incurring heavy costs in providing them with essential services.
Is it true that we have failed to do follow-ups on these cases so that we can reduce the number of people in our prisons? We have detainees stayed here for 11 years and they're still here until today. Let's assume it's your relative, or stay there for 3 days and see how it feels. It's not a good place. You will correct me if I'm wrong, but if there is a need to get rid of some cases, then let's do so. Do not leave before being done with the raised issues. There is one important issue as to who should pay for the detainees, because you cannot use them to produce, though they need to be taken care of. Exchange your thoughts to discuss on ways forward. The issue of delayed investigation still exists. Many cases are not completed. Another challenge is the lack of vehicles to take the detainees to court, and some vehicles have been damaged. This has caused inconvenience and delays in court proceedings. When it comes to police raiding prisons, we should not point fingers at each other and find ways to fix the system and stop negligence. The issue of intelligence has been a hindrance to us, but for the work to be done, the Army is focused on providing education in the intelligence unity so as to strengthen the unit.
A consignment of expired food, beverages and cosmetics worth 19 million shillings has been destroyed in MBEYA after they were seized by Tanzania Bureau of Standards (TBS) while being sold in 4 regions of the Southern Highlands Zone.
These food and cosmetics products were seized from different shops and markets. Collection exercise began in March this year. While conducting the operation, we educated traders on impacts of counterfeit products. TBS has today destroyed food and cosmetics products worth 19 million shillings. We are calling on traders to follow rules and regulations set by selling legal, good quality products. My call to women is not to use cosmetics that have toxic substances because they have severe health impacts like cancer.
Several people are feared to have died after dynamite exploded at ZANZIBAR mine in Songwe district. The police force has confirmed the incident at the mine where artisanal miners conduct their activities but has not been able to establish the number of casualties.
By July, there shall no longer be a refugee camp. We believe that you will take that opportunity to return back home instead of being taken to another camp. You have been a blessing to us, but we wish you to return back home with dignity that you deserve. As UNHCR, when refugees are returned back to their homeland, it is important for us to monitor the exercise and find funds that will help them to begin new life at home. We are receiving directives from Burundi, but unfortunately the schedule that we are given is not equivalent with the number of refugees that are willing to go back home. It has been quite challenging to manage the exercise.
We do apologize for the mixture of footage there. That story was about the government deciding to close down one camp sheltering Burundi refugees at Mtendeli in Kakonko district, KIGOMA region, as part of a strategy aimed at voluntarily repatriation by June of this year. Now, moving on, the president of Zanzibar and chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Al-Hajj Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has warned traders against raising of food prices during the holy month of Ramadan and to follow set food prices.
Wafanyabiashara wa bidhaa za nguo wazingatie uwezo wa wananchi.
Clothing retailers should consider the potential of the people, as providing clothes for our children in this season is part of the culture of the people of Zanzibar. The government has provided a guide price for goods and services, and for anyone who will raise prices, then strict actions will be taken.
Taarifa ya Wizara ya Kilimo, Umwagiliaji, Maliasili na Mifugo.
A statement from the Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock provides information on the availability of sufficient food, including banana and cassava, consumed by many people during the holy month of Ramadan. This is when the needs of the family increases.
Aprili 2021.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next. And in international news, more than 20 people were seriously injured in a head-on collision between two commuter buses, popularly known as Matatu, that occurred along the Malindi-Mombasa road. The accident occurred in an area where more than 10 people were killed in another accident last week.
He came from Gede heading to Malindi because he is a businessman. I'm asking the government to repair these roads on time because these roads are the reasons for these accidents. We have 21 patients, 16 men, 4 women and 1 child. 4 of them have severe injuries and the rest are doing well.
Katika hao majeruhi 21 kuna wale ambao wameumia.
In another development, Professor Patricia Mbote, a lecturer of Law at the Nairobi University in Kenya on Tuesday faced the Judicial Service Commission panel on its second day of interviews in search of a new Chief Justice. She is among 10 candidates shortlisted for the position, whereby she said if selected, she will tackle the issue of Judicial Service Commission being underfunded, which in her view has hindered the huge need of training of judicial staff.
Chair, I think in 2010, when Kenyans is within the judiciary, because I have been engaged in a lot of judicial work. As an academic, just going through different aspects, currently completing the forest policy, and I've been engaged in wildlife policy.
In the Democratic Republic of Congo, normalcy has started to return after ethnic fighting caused the death of more than 9 people and destruction of more than 20 houses in Goma and Nyiragongo towns. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after the break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. Maendeleo Bank in the country has given 12 Bajads on loan promotion called Sepa na Bajaj, which will run for 3 months, whereby 150 Bajads are expected to be handed out through the promotion.
Kaamua kuja na mkopo huu wa bajaji.
Maendeleo Bank decided to come up with Bajaji loans, and this campaign is to empower youth and small business owners in different sectors and owners of Bajaji to be able to afford cheap loans. Insert 2. I am sure it will enable our lives as youth and development in general and our families. I believe Maendeleo Bank is a good bank to emulate.
Ili waweze kupata mkopo nafuu.
Flyers who distributed food to schools and universities in Songea District, RUVUMA region, have urged the government to pay their debts amounting to more than 800 million shillings, which they have been claiming for the past 9 years.
When all the bidders met, each one of us added their debt up to 860 million. We were doing business from the borrowed money.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade has started to implement a program aimed at promoting industrial investment opportunities in sugar production in order to address the problem of sugar shortage which has been contributed by various factors, including insufficient local sugar industries.
The government continues to encourage the cultivation of sugarcane in all areas of production, but also to build factories to process sugarcane so as to meet the needs of sugar and provide employment to the youth. The government also encouraged large and small investors to produce enough sugar to meet the existing needs.
Vilevile, serikali kupitia bodi ya sukari inawahamasisha wawekezaji wakubwa na wadogo kuzalisha sukari ili kukidhi mahitaji yaliyopo hapa nchini.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Joaquinho, he did lose to Lend.
Welcome back, and in sports news. Former Yanga FC coach Cedric Kaze addressed his former employers in a sympathetic message, stating they cannot dodge the process if they intend to grow. Here are more details.
The Burundian was appointed to lead Team Wananchi in October 2020, but was fired alongside his entire technical bench 5 months later. Juma Mwambusi was appointed to replace the tactician on an interim basis. On Saturday, Wananchi were held to a 1-1 draw by Kinondoni Municipal Council, KMCFC, in a Tanzania Mainland League assignment at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium. Kaze posted on Monday, "I always believe if you're serious about change, you have to go through uncomfortable situations."
Simba Sports Club striker Clatous Chama has revealed his goal against Plateau United in the first leg of the first preliminary round away to Nigeria remains his best goal so far. Here's more on the story.
The Zambian scored the goal 10 minutes into the second half at their new Jos Stadium on Sunday, November 29th, and it happened to be the only goal scored in the 2 legs. As a result, Wekundu Msimbazi made it to the group stage of the annual competition. Chama says his best goal so far was against Plateau United because in the first leg, they did not create as many chances. After scoring 4 goals so far in the competition, the 29-year-old has set his eyes on winning the Golden Boot by getting more strikes under his name. He has further expressed his feeling after making it to the Team of the Week twice in the ongoing campaign.
Sergio Ramos has tested positive for COVID-19 ahead of Real Madrid's second-leg clash with Liverpool in the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
This defender missed the first leg of the tie last week due to a calf injury, but Zinedine Zidane's side were still able to secure an impressive 3-1 victory in his absence. Madrid will have to make do without Ramos once again at Anfield on Wednesday night as they seek to put their place in the last 4, with the Spaniard having been diagnosed with coronavirus after the club's latest round of medical checks. The Liga giants have confirmed the news in an official statement which reads, Real Madrid CF announces that our player Sergio Ramos has given a positive result in the last COVID-19 test that has been carried out.
Real Madrid remain confident that Kylian Mbappe can be signed at some stage in the near future, but an extended stay at Paris Saint-Germain for the World Cup winner is not being ruled out. Here's more on the report.
Discussions regarding fresh terms for the 22-year-old forward at Parc des Princes remain ongoing, with PSG eager to agree a new contract with a prized asset who will hit free agency in 2022. No compromise has been reached as yet, which is keeping an exit door ajar, and the likes of Madrid will continue to closely monitor events in the French capital until definitive decisions are made. Sources close to Mbappe have revealed that the talented youngster retains a boyhood ambition of one day turning out in Real's famous white shirt. Such a switch may be put on hold, though, as no final call on his immediate future has been made.
And Barcelona have climbed above Liga rivals Real Madrid to top Forbes football rich list. Here's more on the story.
Real topped the rankings 2 years ago, the last time the list was published, but find themselves staring up at Barca, who have a valuation of $4.76 billion. The Premier League makes up the bulk of the top 10, with Manchester United, Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal and Tottenham all featuring. Forbes' Mike Ozanian compiled the list and said the average worth is up 30% from 2 years ago, but there's pain being absorbed due to the coronavirus pandemic limiting matchday revenue.
And that sports item ends on news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
You can watch Capital News live on our social media accounts, YouTube Capital TV and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe and put notification on.
Salam kutoka Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Uliwahi kufikiria msichana mdogo kufanya harakati za kupandisha hadhi sanaa ya unenguaji ama dancing? Subiri, usinijibu kwanza. Leo nataka nikukutanishe na Angela Nyigu ambaye yeye amebobea katika tasnia hiyo iliyomfanya kukutana na wasanii mashuhuri barani Afrika. Mimi ni Hadija Halifa
na mimi ni Angela Nyigu.
Wewe,
karibu Nimaliza show 2015, nilianza hapo kuanza kucheza 2015, 2016, 2017 ndo kidogo nilipoanza kuona faida ya kitu ninachokifanya. Kidogo nikaanza kupata kazi na naenda kufanya shows sehemu mbalimbali na baadhi ya wasanii mbalimbali mpaka hapa nilipofika. Namshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu.
Unawasaidiaje wasichana wanapokuja wanataka dancing lakini wakati huo wazazi wanakuwa tofauti na wao?
Kama ni kuona una kitu ambacho kinaweza kukusaidia katika maisha yako, hasa ni sana, nitakushauri ufanye tu. Lakini kama umekuja unataka ufanye dancing halafu hauko serious, hauko makini na unachokifanya, kwa kweli nitakwambia ukweli. Kwa sababu sitaki nionekane mimi ni sababu ya kumfanya mtu aende kwenye moto.
Wasichana wengine wanamtazama Angel kama msichana tofauti katika sanaa yake ya kuwafunza watu dance.
Angel ni msichana ambaye anajituma, ana kipaji. Kwa mfano mimi nimefurahi sana kwenda kwa Angel kwa sababu mimi ni mwanafunzi wake na Angel. Nimekuja sijui mpaka sasa hivi nimeinuka, naweza nikasimama mbele za watu nikacheza, watu wakashangilia. Kiasi kikubwa yani Angel anavyojitoa kutufundisha kama sisi ambao tunapenda vipaji lakini tulikuwa tumevificha nyuma. Sasa hivi ndo tunavileta sasa kwenye sahani, ni kama tunavipakua.
Napenda kudance na nampenda Angel. Kwanza nafuatilia kwenye YouTube channel yake, Instagram, naangalia jinsi anavyodance. Kwa hiyo napenda vile anavyodance. So tunafuatilia, ndio tunakuja kujifunza hapa kwenye class yake.
Angel amekuwa kivutio maridhawa kwa vijana wa kiume katika kuwafundisha dance.
Kupitia yeye tuinue watu wengi ambao dancing ilikuwa inazalaulika hapo nyuma, sio kama sasa hivi. Lakini kupitia Angel tunaweza kuona dancing kweli imeanza kupata heshima. Kwa watu wengi sasa wanaanza kuiheshimu. Of course tuipende sanaa yetu, tuikuze kwa sababu kama tunavyoona dancing sasa hivi inaendesha maisha.
Zamani unakuta mzee au wazazi wakishamuona mtoto anaingia katika tasnia za sanaa kama hivi za dancing, wanaona kama ameshapotea, lakini alivyokuja na kumotivate watu wengine inaonekana kama kitu ambacho kiko hai na kinaishi na watu wanakipenda na kinaendelea kuishi.
Angel anazitaja mila na desturi za Kiafrika kumtenga msichana katika unenguaji au dance.
Sijafuatilia sana historia ya zamani kujua ni kitu gani kilifanya wazazi wetu wa Afrika wao wanaona kama sanaa ni uhuni, lakini vizazi hivi vya saizi vinajitahidi kuelimisha wazazi na kuwafanya waamini watoto wao wafanye, kwa sababu wazazi unajikuta unasaidiwa na mtoto wako ambaye ni mwanamuziki, unasaidiwa na mtoto wako ambaye ni dancer, lakini naamini kwa sasa hivi tunaelekea sehemu nzuri.
Go 1 and 2 and 3 twende 1 up and here angalia mbele.
Malengo yako ni yapi katika tasnia ya burudani hapa Afrika?
Malengo yangu kubwa ni nataka nione kuna utofauti wa kipindi cha zamani na sasa hivi kwenye upande wa dancing. Sasa kuona sisi madancers tunakuwa tunapata vipato zaidi na tulivyokuwa tunavipata mwanzo. Shule nyingi za dancing, hizi studios ziwe nyingi na kupata fursa nyingi kwenye upande wa dancing. So hayo ndo matamanio yangu. So na muomba Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie kwa hilo ili na mimi niweze kuwasaidia vijana wengine.